Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is you're coming from. Thanks for joining. Back with episode number 2 of my YouTube channel, Rewarding Conversations. Thank you so much for coming back if this is your return to my channel with my second episode. As of right now, I think I have over 50 subscribers after one video, which is pretty exciting and kind of crazy. I didn't think that would happen. I thought I would maybe have 2 subscribers at this point. It's an exciting thing for sure. It's nice to know that people are listening and interested. I've already had a couple people reach out with different types of thoughts, topics, ideas, conversations, questions, which is amazing. So just kind of wanted to talk about a couple things. Number one, starting out with, what is it like to do this? Now, I'm going to do some update videos as time goes on about what it's like to be a YouTuber, a brand new one, and that experience. I feel like, maybe like a lot of people, I've done so much research. I've done a crazy amount of research, like too much. And that can often, I feel like, almost taint the experience. I feel like that can almost turn you off to the experience, because you look at some of these channels, these established channels that you're finding, and you go, I'm never going to be able to do that. I'm not going to be able to have that studio set up. I'm not going to be able to have that lighting and that camera. And you look up the kind of camera they use, and it's $3,000 camera, and you're like, I don't have that kind of budget, and then you find those channels that really kind of connect with you, the ones that say, just do it, just go, just start. Take any camera, any phone, whatever you have, find a nice lighting location, an interesting background, whatever it is, and just go, just start. So that's what I did. That's what I did with my first video. I was sitting around and I had these ideas and thoughts, but I didn't have the motivation, and it just really kind of hit me. And I said, I'm going to make my first one. I'm just going to do it. So I'm back with my second one. I have a different backdrop now. This was all created by my lovely partner, and they created the background, and it's really cool. And I like it a lot. It makes me look very profound with the books. I'm not profound, trust me. That's all my partners. But this was something that I wanted to get on the second episode for, because I definitely had motivation for sure for this one. Something kind of big just happened in my family yesterday, actually, so I'm going to get into a little bit about that. You might be able to figure out what it's a little bit about from the topic, the title of the video. But first off, what it's like to be a new YouTuber. So this is my first time doing this, and my kind of experience, and what are my initial thoughts? My initial thoughts are, it's not as hard as it seems. This is difficult, and the more I do this, hopefully the easier it gets, but the absolute hardest thing was getting into the mindset. The hardest thing about this was making the first video, was sitting down and saying, okay, I'm going to make a video, because it's a silly notion. I'm sitting here, I'm talking to a camera. I'm talking to the world, but I'm just talking to a camera right now in an empty room by myself. So it's kind of a weird and a strange thing, but you just got to go. Just do it. Just get started. And if you even connect with one person, which is all I was hoping to do, just even one, this was worth it. So if you are interested, if you do feel like you have something to say, just do it. Just go. So topic number 2. And this was going to be the difficult one. This was going to be the one that I knew was not going to be easy to get into or to talk about, but I felt like it was important to do. It was something that was brought up, a conversation that was brought up in my family, because just yesterday we put our dog to sleep. So our dog that we had for the past few years, we put him to sleep. He was a little old man. He was about 13 years old. He was the dog of my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is the person who adopted him, and his name was Ben, and he was a little, like I said, a little old man, a little cute dog. I actually have a picture of Ben right here. So this is me with Ben, and this is us snuggling and bonding. He was a cool dog. He was just a little snuggly old man, and he just liked to cuddle. And it's almost a strange thing, you have this pet and this dog, and I'm a dog person, that we love dogs. So you have this pet, and it's almost like you don't even realize what's happening. You don't even realize how quickly and how much you fall in love with these animals, how much you bond with them and how close you get with them and how much you feel for them. And I know everybody talks about it, right? Everybody says, oh, dogs are the best, and I love dogs, or I love my cat, or I love, my bird, whatever it is, that you have, you love it. P.S. My in-laws have a bird too. So, you identify, what it is that you love and, what you attach with, and you feel that. You know it. Like, I know how much I loved Ben. I know how much my partner loved Ben. But you don't feel that. You don't feel that hurt and the potential loss. And you don't think about that. What is it going to feel like when they go away? But when you get hit with it, it's really powerful. And that's what we're going through right now. Obviously, it's hard on all of us, but my mother-in-law was hit particularly hard with it. And that broke my heart twice. And I think that's the thing that we go through is, your heart gets broken multiple times. You feel the pain for yourself, but then you feel the pain of everybody else around you. And that's a really powerful thing too, because that's what makes it continue. That's what makes the hurt go on longer, is you feel that kind of devastating impact. And I was just talking with my partner, my wife, about this. Why does that linger so much? Why does that pain linger so much? And it's because we have such a deep connection, to a dog, to an animal. It doesn't, Ben didn't talk back to me. Ben didn't share his thoughts of the day with me. When I talked to him or around him about how stressful my day was, or about a good thing or a bad thing or whatever it was, Ben didn't respond with a comforting ear. But that lack of response and that lack of understanding, I actually think, is what makes us love animals so much. It is an unconditional, just blank palette. Our animals, and for me in particular, dogs, they're there, and they are my comfort blanket. That's what's there for me. And no matter what was going on, if I was mad about something or stressed out or sad or whatever it was, I could go to Ben and I would hold him or snuggle with him or play with him or take him for a walk or something. And it's undeniable. Things would be better. Things would feel better. I would feel better. And that's an incredible thing. That's a magical thing. And I can't even put my finger, honestly, on what it is exactly, about being around a dog for me that just provides me with so much comfort and happiness and joy, honestly. Animals bring us so much comfort. And I'm curious as to what your thoughts on that are. So do you have a particular animal that you are really close with? Maybe you've had it for a long time. You just adopted, a dog, a cat, something like that. Do you prefer younger ones or older ones? We've always adopted older dogs. That's been our thing. We want to give them a really comfortable last few years of their lives. So that's kind of what we've done. But what has been your experience? Did you grow up with animals? Have you suffered through loss like we are currently going through, which is really painful and uncomfortable and just sad? And I'm not a believer in immediately replacing that hurt with another animal. You need to feel the loss. You need to understand how much an animal meant to you. And acknowledge it and acknowledge that loss and not immediately replace it, because Ben can't be replaced. No animal can be replaced. And the hurt doesn't go away. I think it gets better, but it doesn't go away. So those are my thoughts on it, but I'd be really interested to hear yours. What has been your experience with animals and your comfort level, and what do they give to you? What do they provide for you? So I would love to hear your thoughts. Comment down below, or check out my Instagram, which is rewarding_conversations, and leave a comment there. So I would love to hear your thoughts for sure. But that kind of immediately ties me into my next topic I'm talking about this week, which, once again, from the title, you can probably at least sort of get the gist of where I was going, is family involvement, family engagement, family relationships, if you will. I feel like I have a really good relationship with my wife's family. I'm close to them. I care deeply for them. But probably the person that I have kind of the closest but strangest bond with is my mother-in-law. I will say that. Of course, I'm definitely curious to hear about your thoughts about your in-laws. Let me know, comment below, or shoot it over to my Instagram. Let me know your thoughts about your in-laws and what that is like for you and what that experience is like for you. I'd be really curious to hear about that. But yeah, my mother-in-law, we have a really interesting relationship because, we have kind of a back and forth dynamic. I feel like we have times where we laugh really hard and we say goofy things to each other, and we have a great relationship, and I love her. And then we have times where we kind of butt heads because we're both kind of strong-minded people. She has, very specific opinions about things, and so do I. So that does kind of cause us to butt heads sometimes. But the biggest thing about this is, and I talked to my wife and I've talked to my mother-in-law about this, is that's okay. It's okay to not always agree. It's okay to have disagreements and even arguments. It's okay. But the important thing is, I think, letting those things out. Be open, be expressive. Don't just let things lie dormant. And I think that's a ripple effect with all relationships, whether it's a partner, a brother, a sister, a friend, an in-law, whoever it is. If you have contention with people, if you have thoughts and feelings and situations that have come up that have made you go like, oh, I can't stand this, or why did they do this, or why would they say that, or wait, I don't understand that viewpoint, I don't get that. Talk to these people about these things. We don't want to have regrets. That's been one of my biggest things. One of my biggest driving forces in life is don't have regrets about things. Say what you want to say. Do what you want to do. Have the circle of friends that you want to have. Have the family that surrounds you that you want to have. Don't just do things for obligation's sake. Do things because you want to do them. So I talk to my mother-in-law about things. I have sit-down conversations with her, and we've had a couple actually really intense conversations where I've said, I don't like this, or she said, I don't like this, and you talk through things. And then afterwards, honestly, I feel so much better, and I think she feels so much better. And what gets you through those tough things is having a good, positive, or strong relationship. And I think a lot of people worry that having those conversations will break that relationship. Having those conversations will start to crumble that relationship. And it should be the exact opposite. Having a good relationship should allow you to have tough, hard conversations, whether that's with friends or family or coworkers or whoever. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Have you ever had to have those tough conversations, those sit downs, those really uncomfortable moments where you go, oh my God, I don't want to do this, and what do I say, and what if I freeze up, and what if they dominate the conversation and take over, and what if I leave and walk away and don't say all the things that I wanted to say? So I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Comment below, or shoot it over to my Instagram. Let me know what you think about that topic. Have you had to have those uncomfortable conversations and those kinds of awkward environments and stuff? So those are kind of the topics I wanted to cover today. I'm not going to make this too long because, like I said, I don't want to. I didn't want to talk too much about losing Ben because, it does make me sad for sure, and it was kind of tough to sit down and do this, but I felt as though it was important to do because he meant so much to me and my wife and my family. I would love to hear about your thoughts. If you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, what it's been like to experience, a loss of a pet, and, uncomfortable conversations, dealings and relationships with families and things like that. So I would love to hear your thoughts or ideas or questions about those topics or any other topics. Hit me with any thoughts, any questions, about any topics across the board. And that's what I'm going to do. On all these different videos, I'm going to talk about the different topics. And they don't even have to seamlessly go together. They can just be a hodgepodge of different things because that's what life is. Life is not seamless. A lot of times it's just different things in all different directions and different mindsets. And, you bounce around from idea to idea. So that's what I want this to be, just a conversation. So once again, once we get some traction going and more people liking, subscribing, commenting, I will start doing giveaways, which, will hopefully help somebody out. But until then, wherever it is you're coming from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.